What is happening? It's Chris Young, and it is time for you to meet your brand new Forest River Salem FSX. All right, it is time to check out some of the features on your brand new Forest River Platinum Salem FSX. I'm going to start right up front with the powered tongue jack by Ram. As you can see, we got the little LED light for additional safety and security. The extend and retract for your powered tongue jack here for not only hooking up to your vehicle, but also for setting up. If you do need to do the manual override, just unscrew the cap, try not to drop it like I did. And here you go, you plug that in and now you can go up and down with it. So just a nice little manual feature for you. Right behind, we got the twin 20-pound LP tanks with the plastic cover. And you'll see with our actuator that we have right here, you have a dial on this one. So if you open up the propane tanks, yep, and you see the dial should be green. It means we have propane. If it's red, it means you don't. The selector switch moved over here means I'm using this tank. If I'm in the middle, it means I'm using both tanks equally. And if I'm over here, I'm using the left tank. And I'm actually gonna close those off so we don't waste any propane. Got the battery box right there with the mount. And with our plastic cover, you want to make sure that those tabs on the top, the little closure tabs, point those towards the coach. Because what that'll do is that'll make sure that when you're going down the road and the wind is blowing, it'll be blowing this way, not this way, which could lift up or cause some issues or even damage anything. You will find that you have the solar 10 amp quick connect for your panels to trickle charge your battery over here on the campsite. You got the magnetic anti-slam doors on your storage, which is pass-through, like you see right there, as well as my spare tire right there above the frame. Kind of like that feature, having it inside, out of the elements. You got your manual stabilizer jacks right here. So you can lower them, you can raise them, just got to use that elbow grease. Just remember that when you are lowering these down, these are stabilizer jacks, they're not leveling jacks. So get yourself like some wood or some blocks or something to put under there. Heated and enclosed underbelly on the Salems as well. I doubt I'm going to be able to lift up the steps into the main entry point because of our awning, which I'll show you right here. Our awning, you have the Dometic awning with the adjustable pitch. They are powered with the LED light strip. And to adjust the pitch on these, you just release the lever, push it in, and then lock it. Just make sure that you release it back to get it straight before rolling it in, because you don't want an unlevel awning being rolled in. But you do have solid steps leading into the master entry point right here, which do have the little pins that come out here to adjust the legs. And you see this little yellow lever back here? That's the safety lock latch when you're going down the road that'll keep them inside the unit. And when you have them down on the ground, make sure they're flush because you want them safe and secure, but you also want it flat enough so that when you close the door, it closes. That lip right there can be the thing that keeps the door from shutting down. You do have the Dometic water furnace right here. As you can see, got your pressure release valve right there, your electric ignition, propane ignition, your reset button right here, and your tube, as well as your anode rod right there, which collects all the bad stuff if you got hard water so it doesn't eat the tank. If you keep some pipe cleaners handy, run some pipe cleaners in there before using this thing, because especially after it's been in storage, because propane has mercaptan in it, which is a scent that bugs and critters absolutely love. Spiders will get in there and build webs, and as soon as you go to cut this thing on, poof, it'll spark. Just make sure you have water in the hot water heater before you cut it on. You do not want to burn that element out. And if you ever come out here and there's like debris and stuff flying up here, that means it needs to be cleaned out. Just a heads up there. Excuse me, external marine grade speakers right here. Back of my fridge, which we're going to get to on the inside here in a minute. You got your Suburban furnace right here. You got your 110 GFCI outlet right there. Your fresh water connection as well as vent right there. When you're filling up your fresh water connection, if you do it from a well, make sure you clean it out every so often with some white vinegar, because well water is known to have sulfur deposits in it, which can really cause a bad smell, and those deposits will sink down to the bottom of the tank. So you do have your you might have a 20 or a 30,000 BTU furnace, depending on which unit you have. The Salem FSX double axles, you got the steel rims right there with the nitro-filled tires, extra wide berth, giving you some good safety and security while going down the road. And the nitro-filled, or excuse me, the Dexter Easy Lube axles, about every 1,000 miles, hit it with a squirt of grease, 1 or 2, no more than 2. And every year, make sure you get people to check those bearings and those seals for you, because you don't want to overdo it. And before you put any grease in it, get the right type of grease from your service tech. Let them help you with that. Steel fold-up steps if you do have a second entry. For example, this one is a toy hauler, so you'll have a lead-in step going in there, rear stabilizer jacks, as well as 4x4 sewer hose storage there. Now, if your Salem FSX is a toy hauler, the way you open it, you got the latch right here, little lock latch. Make sure that it is unlocked. This is just a little safety. Fold that out, lift this side up, fold it out. And just be careful walking it down, because especially first time getting it or after it's been in transit, you just want to make sure that, you know, everything is all good. Like for example, my cable over here is caught on the suspension netting. But most of the toy haulers you're going to get in the Salem FSX, 90 by 75 doors, 3,000 pound load capacity when it's a ramp, 1,500 pound load capacity when it is a party deck. Great and versatile. Plus you got the backup camera over there. Vents for the toy hauler, which just helps make sure you keep the fumes and the smells out. Cable connection is right there. You got your 30 amp connection cord right here, which just retracts into the FSX when you're not plugged in. Also, when you do plug in, make sure to A, if you can, get a surge protector, and then B, that the circuits are flipped so that you're actually getting power. External spray port right here. City water connection is right there, and black tank flush is right there. And you'll see our main terminations underneath. Black tank handle on the right, gray tank handle on the left. When you are connected up, you don't have to keep those open. You can close them. But when you're flushing it, make sure to do the black tank first, then do the gray tank. And if you're going to use the black tank flush, make sure the black tank is open. You don't want that popping back up on you. You'll see here too, we have this worm groove slide we have there. If you get a chance to pick up some of the seal treatment that we have, grab it. You want to make sure to treat those seals about every 90 days so that they don't dry, get all cracked, and cause problems on you. Other side, you pass through storage over here. You can see you got your spare tire, front stabilizer jack, little access panel into the main area, which we're going to see as we walk into our new Forest River Platinum Salem FSX. We skipped right over gold. We're going right to platinum. And I'm going right inside. Da-da-da. Ta-da! Okay, first things first, when you walk into your Salem FSX, you probably want to find the commands panel, which should be located near the main entry point, like right here on the side. This is where you can cut on your water heater, cut on your water pump, which you would need if you were not connected to city water and you need to pull from the fresh tank, as well as run out any slides, awnings, cut on the lights, check the battery. One thing, if you are hooked up to shore power, you hit the battery and you're not at full, just check the connection, check, make sure everything's okay, check if there's a battery disconnect. If you're gonna run the slides out, you wanna make sure you have at least 2/3 or more. With your fresh tanks, black tanks, and gray tanks, you can check those as well. But with your gray tank, so all the tanks have sensors on them. And sometimes those sensors will have moisture in between them, which could create a false sense of being full on the tank. If you flush it and you know you flushed it and it should be empty, give it about 15 minutes. Let that condensation run down, let that water run down, and then check it again. You should be empty. If not, bring it in. Let our folks check it out for you. If you do have a setup like this one, where you have the sofa or the Versa sofa, as I like to call it, one little latch. It's a Murphy bed. Drop that down, bring the mattress down, and boom, there you go. Just be careful, you know, because things are heavy. You do have components. I don't want anybody getting hurt. But these cushions, soft, comfortable, and good looking. Same thing for your dinette right here. If you got the U-shaped dinette or the booth dinette, take the legs out. There is a little ledge that you'll see that the table will sit on. You can see it right here, and then just bring that down, move the cushions around to fit the bed mode that you want, You got it. You got your blackout shades, your day-night shades right there. You're going to have the Coleman Mach 15K BTU air conditioner in these with quick cool dump right there. Otherwise, it is ducted AC. And you got your vents right here with your filters where you can easily take those down, clean them, or replace them. If you're plugged into shore power, your control panel is on. This has got power and you're on cool mode, but you're still not getting AC. Check the power post, make sure you're plugged in, check the battery disconnect, check the circuit breaker, the panel, the circuit breaker box, AKA the fuse box. And if the fuse is bad, replace it. But if everything looks good, you're still not getting juice, bring it in, let our folks service it. Same thing for the furnace. You got the Suburban either 20 or 30K furnace, and it's ducted inside. If you're not getting juice, one of the things you can do to try to check to see if you're getting propane for it is you're like, hey, the furnace isn't coming on. Cut your oven on or cut your burner on and just let the propane, let it burn for a little bit to get that additional air out of the line, and then your furnace should come on. If it still doesn't come on, you check the power, you check the fuses, bring it in and let us service it. And you saw how I cut that on, right? You push and hold, and then you turn this, and there's your little igniter. Just make sure when you're done that all these knobs are off. Now to light your oven, same thing. Turn this here, and then turn that, the oven should light, and then you can control the temperature however you want. Plus they have little LED lights. Just make sure that everything is off. Now, if you do go to actuate it and you're not getting the spark, these panels can be lifted up, and you just lift it up. Sometimes the little cords just come disconnected, just connect it back. But if it's still not working, you got propane, but nothing's coming on, bring it in, let our folks take a look at it. Got the Furion microwave right there, the hood, the large sink with the high-rise faucet, hot and cold. Pretty simple, hots to the front, colds to the back. Open it up, pull it sideways. You're also gonna have the Norcold fridge freezer combo, which runs on both gas and electric with the automatic switch. And as you can see, check if flashing, which means you probably don't have gas coming in. Auto is gonna run it, either electric or gas, depending on where you're at. And here's your dial for getting things cold or coldest. Just watch for these two things in here. So this is your condensation panel underneath this little tray. This catches it and runs the fluid out to the back. If this thing is frozen over, you'll notice that there'll be a whole lot of moisture or maybe even ice in there. But these fans are what cools this AC down. So, and these ACs are meant to keep things cold. They're not meant to get things cold. So don't block the fans. The lower you go, the colder it will be. Just, watch out for that. Oh, where am I going? We got one of the best features of this RV right here. The Furion fireplace. A lot of your FSXs will have these built in. This is an electric fireplace, which if you're plugged into shore power, should work. But you'll notice here, a lot of them will have the switch. So if you want to use the microwave, and this is nice because this one's labeled, do the microwave. You use this, now I can use the fireplace. And you'll see it has multiple flame settings, multiple light settings, just really awesome, not only for ambiance, but for doing a good job of knocking the chill off the air too. And if you do have this switch and it's not labeled, just flip it. It's either gonna be for the AC or it's gonna be for the microwave. Either or, pretty much, they should be labeled, but if they're not, you flip it down, you hear the microwave beep, guess what? You're now powering the microwave. Bada bing, bada boom. Furion Entertainment Center right here, dual zone. It is HDMI and USB, plus it is, the near field communication, Bluetooth. It just does a good job of kicking out the music. Plus with it being dual zone, it's pretty awesome. You also pre-wired for Wi-Fi. So with the Wi-Fi boosters and extenders that are coming in RVs now, you can get that as an additional service if you want to stay connected on the road or just have some more signal. Yes, and this is our Air Excel controls, which I grabbed earlier, but just in case you missed it, that's where you control the HVAC. Come into the bathroom. Now, if you do have a pass-through bathroom like this one, you're gonna have the Dometic high-rise plastic bowl with the foot flush that just actuates the flapper and the water down there. And if you do have you know, the flapper's not staying connected or it's not closing all the way, or water's draining into the black tank, just take you some Vaseline, rub it around the bottom of that black seal, and that should help out. GFCI outlets should be located in all the bathrooms. You will have the herringbone pattern single shower surround and large inlays right here with your shower handle with the little on-off switch right there, and your controls, little shower pan. Now, if your Salem FSX is a toy hauler, you will have these tie downs, which are 1,500 pounds, and they are bolted through the frame, so they are additionally safe and sound. You may also have the additional table, like this one right here. You can use it inside or out. This is also the additional support for the bed, which we have here. These can be single beds, you know, bunk style beds. As you can see, they're pretty big. My kids love these pads right here. Or you can put the table down, push the bed together, and now you got yourself a nice little sleeping space. So, dual USB charging ports. You'll find it pretty much anywhere you sit or eat. Ducted heat. You got the vents right here for the toy hauler to help keep those smells out. Just good. And of course, my favorite, bottle opener, Bobby. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Which means it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And last but not least, that is what your fuse panel and circuit breaker box looks like. So if these are faulty, they will be red. Just check for them. If you're not getting power to the AC or the furnace or the microwave or something, fireplace, and you know that you've checked everything, you've checked the connection at the post, you've checked the battery, you know, we're good. We got juice. We should be rolling. If the fuses look okay and you're still not working, bring it in and let our folks take care of the RV for you. So hopefully you have enjoyed this little brief walkthrough of your new Forest River Salem FSX. Congratulations on picking up this awesome little RV. But if anytime you have any questions, concerns, or you need help, our elite team of service techs are standing by to help you out. And if you got that Good Sam Elite membership, you have access to the tech hotline. But hey, 175 locations and plus, growing every day across the country. Just bring it by one of our Camping World or Gander locations, and we'll be glad to make sure that your camping experience is the best that it can be.